Alright everybody, welcome to Best of NWF's NXT After Show, October 21st, 2015. We're coming off the heels of a pretty sad Raw where they tried to bring all the legends back, and it was a bad mix, the bad use of the legends mixed with the new guys, and this is a perfect NXT to show what you do with someone that's been around a while, and we'll get to that. Our first match of the night is Asuka versus Billie Kay. Always excited to see Asuka. You know, she's always performing great in the ring. She looks totally different than any other woman in either NXT or the WWE main roster. And she was against Billie Kay. You know, Billie Kay, you know, she wrestles a lot. She's the jobber, or one of the jobbers for the women. And normally when she comes out, she looks pretty plain, but she has a new look, and it's looking good. It's definitely made her look like a more legit contender instead of just a no-name jobber, which I'll get to later in the second women's match of the evening. But Asuka went ahead and picked up the victory. Always impressive, as always. After that, we have a tag match. We have Enzo and Cass versus Wilder and Dawson. I'm still trying to wonder, what are they waiting for on Enzo and Cass? I mean, the crowd is deeply behind them, but they never seem to have actually gotten their shot. I don't know how much more NXT has to offer for them. They kind of remind me of the Tyler Breeze for the tag team divisions, because they never seem to win anything of importance. Yeah, they can win a match here or there, but when it comes down to it, they're not in the main event. They're not in the tag hunt. They're just there. And they're the most entertaining tag team, you know, compared to some of these other ones. So, but they went up against a great team in Wilder and Dawson. Definitely throwbacks, hard-hitting action for them. But whenever they have a match with Enzo and Cass, I'm really getting kind of tired of Enzo's in there, gets beat down. Cass gets the hot tag, and then, you know, whatever happens after that. I feel like Cass should be starting these matches. He's the big man, especially against a Dawson and Wilder. He should go in there and try to dominate one of them for sure. So Enzo and Cass pick up the victory, but Wilder and Dawson have the beat down after the match. So I guess Wilder and Dawson, are they the #1 contenders? Or Enzo and Cass? I'm not really sure. Maybe they do a three-way. I don't know what's going to happen with that. After that, we have Danny Burch coming to the ring. And you know when Danny Burch comes out, he's going in there for a loss. So the music hits, and, you know, at first I'm like, is this another jobber? Is this jobber versus jobber? And I'm sitting there and I realized, oh yeah, this must be James Storm, you know, because this music I didn't recognize. And of course it was James Storm. You know, he has a great reaction from the crowd, proving that wrestling fans love wrestling. Wrestling fans don't just love WWE. So when you have a guy like Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, James Storm, any of these guys that have wrestled somewhere else for a long period of time, you know, wrestling fans know who they are. And it shows by their reaction. You know, some of these guys come in from either TNA or Japan or somewhere else, and they get a great reaction right off the bat without WWE having to do anything. And this is the kind of thing where he's a legitimate guy. He gives credibility to whatever he's in. When you have a build-from-scratch superstar that WWE likes to make, they don't have that. You know, I think the success of a wrestler really depends on the hardcore fans to be the base. And yes, the casual fans matter for the money-wise, but if the base is excited about them and recognize them as a legit wrestler, then they're going to have a much easier time. And this also, like I was saying earlier, this is how you use a veteran. Use him in a good spot like this, get a little pop, he gets in there, beats a jobber, you know, get some exposure. Eventually, he's going to go against someone and put them over. You know, James Storm's not young. I mean, he's not going to be WWE champion, but he definitely has a lot to teach upon some of the younger guys in NXT. So James Storm obviously picks up the win there. Just a quick match, nothing special, but it was nice to see Storm in an NXT ring. After that, we have Alexa Bliss coming out, and what a difference she has been since she turned heel. She really, you know, is embracing who she is and what she is. and with Blake and Murphy, they're just a great group together. They look like a bunch of slime balls. It works great. And then she's facing Peyton Royce. And Peyton Royce is what Billie Kay used to look like, with like the generic outfit and the no-name personality. Hopefully Peyton Royce, gets a makeover just like Billie Kay did, because she didn't look like she even had a chance. Where Billie Kay, against Asuka, she's not winning, but at least she looked more legit. So Bliss picks up the victory, and it looks like she's going to be #1 contender for Bayley, and that should be interesting. Because Bliss isn't as strong in the ring as Bayley, but she's definitely looks a lot better than a Dana Brooke and Eva Marie or someone like that. So the women's division, it's going to be kind of a slow build back, but I think they have some good pieces in place to kind of build on the great foundation that Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch have built. For the main event, we have Corbin versus Rhino, and I wasn't really caring about this match as we saw this a few months ago, so it wasn't something I was necessarily looking forward to. But at the same time, it was a hard-hitting match. It looks like Rhino's more of a face now going against Corbin. But where do they go from here? Corbin didn't win the #1 contender battle royal. He defeated Rhino again, so I don't want to see them in another match. I wonder who's going to step forward to kind of put Corbin in his place. So that could be interesting. Maybe James Storm, I'm not sure, but I think the Rhino Corbin thing, at least I hope, is over. Hopefully Rhino goes into something else with another talent, because I don't need to see any more between the two. And it was interesting, for a side note, after this match they had a Samoa Joe promo on Tyler Breeze, but this was after the main event. It was kind of weird because you have the end of the match and usually that's the end of the show, but he cuts a promo not even in the ring. It's a backstage vignette, so that was kind of weird. But all in all, NXT, we had some good matches, and this proves that fans watch not for entertainment. They watch to watch wrestling, and that's what NXT gives us. It gives us enough storyline to make us care about the competitors, but it gives us what I really want, and that's matches. That's why you would watch wrestling in the first place. So for Best of NWF, this is our NXT After Show. I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to Hell in a Cell, but we're going to be covering that as well. So until then, we are out.